Chapter 2, midterm review. What we're going to work with today are adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing with positive and negative numbers, as well as combining like terms. The good thing about Chapter 2 is there is no excuse to get any problems wrong because you have a calculator. You can check this work, okay? Look at this first problem right here. 6, -9, and 2. What type of problem is this? Is it multiplication, addition, subtraction, or division? William? Multiplication. Very good. So this does not mean that I need to distribute this 6 to both numbers. No, it just means let's multiply in order. 6 times -9 is -54. -54 times 2 is -108. Now, how did I know that this answer was going to be negative? Zachary? Because there's an odd amount of negative numbers. There's only one negative sign. There's an odd amount, my answer is always going to be negative. If there's an even amount, my answer is going to be positive. Look at this next problem right here. There's two different types of operations in this problem, but you got to look carefully to figure out what those two are. Zachary? Very good. Addition and subtraction. You say, but wait a second, Miss Reber. There's only subtraction signs. So how is it adding? William, what do you think? The double negative always changes to a positive. So what's 7 plus 1? 8. And then 8 minus 9 is -1. Again, make sure you use your calculator to check your work. So the next two problems that we're going to do, I want you to read the instructions. I'm going to read them out loud and I want you to listen. Use the distributive property, then combine like terms. So what do you think you're going to do first? Vincent? Distributive property. Exactly. That's what it tells us to do first. There was a lot of people that I saw that said, oh, 5x plus 3x is 8x. Combine like terms. But we cannot do that because you got to think about order of operations. Distributive property is what operation? Multiplication. Combining like terms is what operation? Addition. So does multiplication come before addition? Yes. That's why we have to do distributive property first. So I'm going to distribute this 3x to both terms. So I'm going to leave my 5x out front because I'm just going to let them hang on until I finish this. 3x times 5 is 15x. 3x times 4x is 12x squared. Perfect. When we are multiplying with variables, we count up the amount that we have. So I have 2 x's, and that 2 becomes the exponent, so x squared. Now, which of these three terms are like terms? 5x and 15x. Very good. Because why? What makes them like terms? Very good. Because they both have the same variable. They both have x. So I add the numbers. 5 and 15 is 20. And then, am I going to make this 20x squared? No. Because when adding and subtracting, we have to have like terms, and whatever that like term that they have has to stay the same. Because they're both x's, it stays x. Then can I add 20x to 12x squared? No. They have the same variable, but not the same exponent. So they are not like terms, and this is my answer. Now, technically, the correct way to write this would be 12x squared plus 20x, because that's standard form. The largest exponent comes first. I probably won't count off, though, on your test if you don't write it like that. Okay? Next problem right here. It says do distributive property, but what am I going to distribute? Vincent? the negative 3. Don't think, oh, well, that's minus 3. No, that negative 3 is in parentheses, which tells us it is multiplication. And just because it's in the back doesn't mean anything different. We still can distribute with a number that's in the back. So negative 3 times 7x is negative 21x. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6 plus x. What is the number in front of x that I don't see but I know is there? 1. Which of these terms are like terms? Negative 21x and 1x. So what's negative 21 plus 1? Negative 20. X, remember we keep our like term, minus 6. Can I subtract 20 and 6? Nope, because they're not like terms. Remember, here's a mistake that people make is they say, oh, we need to combine these like terms, so I need to subtract 1x. No. When you have terms that are on the same side of the equation, basically we know that there's no equal sign. So it's not like I'm moving something from one side to the other. We just combine using their signs that are already there. So positive or negative. Okay? So the last type of problem that we're going to do, we've dealt with addition, we've dealt with subtraction, we've dealt with multiplication. So now we've got division. And we're dividing different terms. Do I have to have like terms in order to divide them? No. No, we do not. The only time we have to have like terms is with addition and subtraction. We can multiply anything. We can divide anything, but not add or subtract. Okay? 32x plus 16 divided by negative 8. Which of these terms is being divided by negative 8? Both of them. So I need to ask myself, okay, 32 divided by negative 8, 32x divided by negative 8, and 16 divided by negative 8. So what's 32x divided by negative 8? Negative 4x. Very good. And what is 16 divided by negative 8? Negative 2. Because I have an odd amount of negative signs. There's only one. Can I simplify negative 4 and negative 2? No. All right, the last example that we're going to do is 9 over 25x divided by 3/5. Can we ever divide a fraction? No. We need to follow what rule? KFC. What does KFC stand for? Keep, flip, change. Very good. So what am I keeping? The first fraction, 9 over 25x. What am I flipping? The second, so we're going to do 5 over 3. And what am I changing? Multiplication. Do you see anything that I can simplify before I actually multiply? Jarrett? 3 and 9. So 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 9 3 times. Anything else? Zachary? 5 and 25. 5 goes into 5 one time. 5 goes into 25 5 times. Now, does that x cancel out? No. So we're just going to multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is 3. 5x times 1 is 5x. Now, is there anything left for me to simplify? Nope. So this is my final answer. And that is our review of Chapter 2 for the midterm.